So, the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. But before we talk about the Intercontinental Championship match, we got to talk about a few segments that happened before that. So, yeah, we see like a video package, a promo package from The Miz and all in the Final Testament and all that, where The Miz was explaining about when he got kidnapped and everything from the YS6, and then he told the YS6 that he apologizes and he'll never go back to the person that he once was before and all that. So that's what he was talking about there and what happened last week on Raw and everything. And he was talking about how much of an act it was because he is a great actor and he had people like the YS6 to believe in and those fools and all that. That's what Miz was saying there. And then the Final Testament was talking about how they found the YS6 and how they're going to get them to tear down and all that. So yeah, that's what he was talking about there. So yeah, pretty good stuff right there. I'm actually looking to see what happens with this feud with the YS6 and Miz in the Final Testament. But yeah, then after that, we see the World Heavyweight Champion Gunther to Ludwig Kaiser backstage, and they was talking, and Kaiser was talking about why did you stop me last week on Raw and everything with Damian Priest, and then Gunther was actually explaining to Kaiser that that Kaiser is his own man and all that, and that he needs to go find success on his own. So yeah, that's what he was telling Ludwig Kaiser and everything, which it comes to play later on actually. But yeah, that's what he was telling Kaiser, and then Kaiser was like, yeah, you know what, you're right about that. And then Gunther stops Kaiser before he walked off and he says, look at me in the eyes and tell me I'm the same ring general that I once was. And then Kaiser was like, yeah, nothing changed. So yeah, that's what he tells Gunther, and then Kaiser walks off, and then Gunther spots Damian Priest, and he takes off his jacket, and Damian Priest is like signing autographs or whatever, and then Gunther comes up locking on a sleeper hold from behind onto Damian Priest. Damian Priest is fighting back, throwing him into the crates and all that, and then knees Gunther right in the chest, laying Gunther out, and then Damian Priest sits down in the chair, and he tells Gunther that, he's the ring general in the ring and all that, but he's the king on the streets. So yeah, that's what Damian Priest was saying to Gunther, and then the Raw general manager Adam Pearce comes up checking and asking what the hell happened, and then Priest was like, I think he needs ice pack. So yeah, that's what happens there. But then after that, we get to the next match of the night. It was the Intercontinental Champion Bron Breakker versus Sheamus one-on-one for the Intercontinental Championship. So yeah, we get to this match, and this match, it was a really good match. I liked it. It was both of these guys beating the hell out of each other, coming up near falls a lot of times in this match. Bunch of crazy stuff in this. The crowd was into it and everything. There was a crazy spot where we see Sheamus outside of the ring standing up. Bron Breakker's on the top turnbuckle. He jumps off with a freaking swanton bomb onto Sheamus, but Sheamus couldn't catch him all the way, and then Breakker just smacks the shit out the ground. And yeah, the fans was just into it and everything. Both of these guys beating the hell out of each other in the ring, coming up a lot of times near falls. Like at one point, Sheamus actually hits white noise onto Bron Breakker off the second turnbuckle. So yeah, avalanche white noise onto Breakker. He pins him. 1, 2. Breakker barely kicked out at 6. Breakker starts coming back, beating down Sheamus. And then he was trying to hit the spear onto Sheamus, but Sheamus hits that knee to the face onto him, reversing that spear. He pins Breakker again. 1, 2. Breakker barely kicked out at 2 once again. Well, Sheamus goes to the corner, waiting for Breakker to get back up, so he's setting up for the bro kick, and he tries to hit the bro kick on the Breakker, but Breakker reverses that, hitting a spear on the Sheamus, but before he can actually go for the pin onto Sheamus, Sheamus done rolled out the ring. Well, Sheamus is down outside the ring and starts pissing off Breakker. Breakker gets out of the ring, on the other side, and it looks like he's setting up for a spear, about to run around the ring to hit the spear on the Sheamus. But before he can hit the spear on the Sheamus, he comes running up and he gets hit with a clothesline by Ludwig Kaiser, which caused a disqualification. So yeah, Bron Breakker defeated Sheamus by disqualification, and Bron Breakker retains the Intercontinental Championship after that. So yeah, Kaiser starts beating the hell out of Breakker, and then he picks up Breakker, hitting his finish move outside the ring onto Breakker. That's spinning DDT type move onto him, laying him out, and then he starts running around the ring, coming up with a massive drop kick on the Sheamus into the steel steps, taking him out, and then Kaiser standing over Sheamus on the steel steps with Sheamus and Bron Breakker laid out. So yeah, that's what happened there. Great stuff, and it looks like eventually we're going to get like a triple threat match between these 3 guys, it seems like. So yeah, I definitely can't wait for that. That's going to be some pretty good stuff. But yeah, great stuff right there. I'll give that match what happened after the match and all that 4 stars as well. I'll give it. It was a good match. It was a great match. If you have go check out that match. In disqualification, but it was still a great match. But yeah, that's what happened there. But then after that, we get to a segment backstage where we see Seth Rollins and we see Jimmy and Jay, the Usos, and Sami Zayn coming up talking to Seth Rollins backstage, trying to convince him to come join their team for War Games and all that stuff. And Sami Zayn was explaining that everybody had bad blood with Roman Reigns and all that stuff, but they pretty much aligned themselves back with Roman and all that after all this time and everything, and they feel like that Seth should as well. And then Sami was explaining that, Seth aligned himself with him and Jey Uso last year at War Games at Survivor Series, even with Cody Rhodes, and he puts his difference aside with Cody Rhodes. And then Seth Rollins was like, look, I'll put my differences aside for you, Sami, same for you, Jay, even for Jimmy. But he says that he can never do that with Roman Reigns. And he says that it hurts deep inside of him about everything with Roman. He don't want Roman to get back into power like he once was. So yeah, that's what Seth was explaining there. And he says that he would love to get Braun Strowman in a steel cage and all that, but it's not worth it. So yeah, that's what Seth Rollins tells the Bloodline there. So yeah, pretty crazy stuff. But yeah, then he walks off, and yeah, later on tonight it will be Seth Rollins versus Bronson Reed in the main event of tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. But next, it'll be the next match of the night. It will be Dominic Mysterio and Carlito, the Judgment Day, versus Eric and Ivar, the War Raiders, up next in a tag team match on Monday Night Raw. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later. Until then.